I'm Ian Rush and you're watching the Redmen TV.
Which probably segues nicely to the transfer rumours section. See what you've done.
No, well, we'll come on to in fact, yeah, go on, why not? Let's just do transfer rumours. The big one that won't go away, which is being labelled by the press as a dead set, is Clint Dempsey. Now, Mike, what do you reckon? Would you be happy with a bit of Clint?
I think if you rewind to some of the shows last season, I banged on about Clint Dempsey, and I'm a big fan of his. I know he's 29, but if you get him for 8 million last year of his contract, 29-year-old, get a few years out of him. His goal scoring record last season is better than any of our players. He's a midfielder that scores goals, which we haven't got an abundance of.
Yeah.
In fact, we've got Gerrard.
And he doesn't really score an abundance
of goals
anymore.
Because he doesn't get forward anymore. And Dempsey can fit that system because he can also play up front, because there was a lot of times last season where he played as the centre forward or a false nine for Fulham. And it seems to work. He can score. He's got both footed. He can head a ball. You know, he's got the full package. And also, if you look at it on the commercial point of view as well, I mean, American owners, American player, America's best player, maybe their biggest star. You got him in your team, it attracts more interest over there.
It's him and Landon.
Yeah,
isn't
exactly.
It?
So it's commercially it makes sense as well.
Yeah, most certainly. I think we just.
I'd be all for it. Up for 5, to be honest, with 1 year left.
Yeah.
I had no idea what I'm basing this on.
Football
5 million. There you go.
Page, yeah.
Bang.
5 million. Doing the rounds was that the Chad was going to be involved, wasn't he, in any potential deal?
Well, it's funny because obviously we've discussed that Charlie Adam. We may secretly believe that Charlie Adam is actually the ideal Rodgers centre midfielder. That was on the if you're watching this the transfer rumours on YouTube and you've not seen the subscriber show, check it out. Yeah, definitely worth getting involved in the Chad debate. But I think Charlie Adam, from what we based him on last season, you know, he would be a perfect midfielder for Fulham, particularly with Danny Murphy going to Blackburn. Yeah. He is that sort of quality. I think we're probably being a little harsh on Charlie Adam, but you know what, we've been that for 8 months now, so why stop now? So yeah, again, it's pure speculation, but he is the kind of player that you could potentially use as a little bit of make weight if you were going to get something like that. However, from what I'm told, Clint Dempsey's not. I think it sounds like it could be bollocks. Or at least it's nowhere near as certain as is being reported in many press outlets. Obviously we've discussed Andy Carroll to death on the subscriber show as well, but we might as well discuss it here. Transfer rumour is that, well, fact apparently, that Newcastle have put in a bid, a loan bid with an option to buy Chris.
Yeah, I don't think we should get drawn into that again. We've failed twice with Aquilani in these loan to buy deals. We want to go over old ground again. I'm still undecided. I'm not arsed whether he stays or he goes, but if he is going to go, let's get 15 million in the bag for him and let's spend the money wisely.
Definitely, Mike. But just to sum up again, we have discussed this at length.
Yeah, echoing what Chris says, I'd say Andy Carroll grew on me a lot last season, but ultimately, if you think about it logically, he doesn't fit that style of football. He hasn't got the speed of thought, he hasn't got the footballing brain.
Speed of thought, another way to say you're thick, lad. Nice one, well done, Mike.
These are the views of Chris Page. They don't necessarily represent those of the Redmen TV.
Putting words in my mouth, but if you know what I mean, he needs sharp decisions to play quick.
The fact is, he's not Ibrahimovic, is he? You know what I mean? He's a big man, but he's not that kind of big man. Something we've said before is that the kind of big men that would fit in with the Rodgers mould are Ibrahimovic, Fernando Llorente, Peter Crouch, perhaps Andy Carroll. The jury is still out on whether he is talented enough on the deck to be a Rodgers player.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
I think the thing is, I think Chris Mike points out, a loan deal sounds like a fucking load of bollocks. I mean, as we said, I mean, again, if staff, but the only counterpoint I can see to that is if, for example, if you could loan him to Swansea, who are going to play a similar sort of style of football, then you get to teach Andy Carroll how to play in that style, or at least find out whether he can, without having to compromise your own tactics.
But then Swansea play that style of football which doesn't suit a big man, so you're getting yourself going around in circles, aren't you?
Yeah, they're not going to come in for him because he doesn't suit their style.
And as we said on the subscriber show as well, probably it's the best time. His stock as a Liverpool player has never been higher than it is at the moment.
Yeah.
If you're going to cash in now. 15 million clears the books, doesn't it, in terms of the Torres deal, if you work all the maths around it.
Yeah.
If he goes, he goes.
I think you're right. I think it's a shame. As you say, Gru, we finally started singing his name. We've just gotten used to the idea of Andy Carroll staying, really, you know, because I think most of us were a bit pissed off. And he's had, I mean, £35 million, Chris, is a mighty noose around his neck. And it's been hanging there. He's been hanging from it since day one. Yeah, it just looked like he finally managed to get his toes back on the chair or whatever. That action.
I like it.
But
what the alive one of these?
Yeah. But don't know what that. I don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. But yeah. But the thing is, as you say, if we can get, I trust Brendan Rodgers to say that if he decided he doesn't want Carroll and he thinks he can get, say, an arbitrary figure of 15 million for him, then he knows what he wants to spend that 15 million on. And
trust that he can spend it as well, and trust that the money that he is raising is going to go back into the club, into transfer sales. But yeah, I think you're right. You tend to forget though with Andy that he was injured when we bought him. Why the fuck did we buy an injured player for 35 million?
Damien Cololi.
Yeah.
Well, Am said that we did buy an injured Italian for 20 million as well.
There's a lot of that going round. Like, I mean, let's up the loan scenario is not repeated once again.
But it took him absolutely ages to get fit, Carroll, didn't it? And
it would be really fucking annoying to have done all the hard work, got him fit, and then sell him on to a fucking club. Sounds like fucking Newcastle and he scores 30 goals or something and fires them above us in the league. That's the major worry about Andy Carroll, is that that's the biggest decision of Rodgers' short Liverpool career to date, and it's one that ultimately could backfire massively.
Maybe that's why they're looking at loan. Maybe they're scared of that
because you can't play against us then, at least as well.
Yeah, there is that. Like, but also the fact of the matter is, you know, you can if we sell him, we get money for him, and we go and buy someone who goes on to be fucking brilliant. No one will give a flying fuck how many goals Andy Carroll scores, as long as whoever we've got in, you know, Barini plays well, and if we get another forward who scores a few goals, won't matter. Won't matter what we do with Carroll. The last two, again, Joe Allen we'll touch on briefly. Again, a kind of player that Rodgers knows inside and out, but by all accounts we've got, I don't know whether it's a contractual thing or whether it's a gentleman's agreement. Is it that you're understanding, Mike?
Gentleman's agreement, which I was saying to Chris in the car on the way down. Basically the crux of it is we won't actively go and tap up any Swansea players, say, oh, come and play for me, mate. But if we submit a bid to Swansea for a player, because surely Rodgers will know how much Swansea will sell a certain player for.
Yeah.
We submit a bid, and Swansea accept that bid, and then they offer it to the player and say, listen, we've had a bid from Liverpool, and the player says, yeah, I want to go, then it's fine.
Which is right, and we discussed it in the car again, and it's how football transfers should be done. The player shouldn't know until the club's accepted a bid, really. Or, you know, in certain situations it might be there or thereabouts, listen, we'll give the player the option. But I'd like Liverpool to conduct business like that all the time, and I think we're going back to that way anyway. Submit the bid to the club. If they accept it, they'll tell the player. They don't need to know. Journalists don't need to be telling players when they're going, and because that's essentially how players start engineering moves, isn't it? But I'd like us to do that, and you know, if there is a gentleman's agreement in place with Swansea, then let's respect it. We're a big club, but you know.
I also think if you sign Joe Allen, that's the end of Charlie Adam again.
Definitely.
Because it's the same player.
Yeah, only younger
and more mobile.
Definitely. Obviously the last one, the one that won't go away, that has picked up a lot of pace recently, is Theo Walcott. Now, long-term viewers of the show will know I've not been a massive fan of Theo Walcott, which pretty much means we're going to sign him. And I'm going to have
I'm going to get him on my shirt.
He's
going to fail miserably.
Masses of egg on my face. Mike, what do you think? What do you make of Theo? Would you be happy to
Yeah, I would be quite happy. I think. What is he? 20? He's only 23, isn't he? He seems to be around forever.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, he's only 23. Yeah.
I actually thought he was older, but yeah.
And I think he's gone. His career's gone a little bit stale at Arsenal, hasn't it? And I think maybe now is the right time for a move. I think Arsenal seem to be willing to cash in, letting everyone's contract runs down.
Yeah.
And if you pick him up for 8 million, which is one of the figures that's been touted.
Yeah.
the lad's got, there's no doubt he's got bags of potential. It's just, can you get that potential out of him?
It's interesting as well because he's long quoted as wanting to be he wants to be a centre forward. Now again, in our new fluid forward three, he would be more, you know, he's not shoved that wide on the wing.
I don't know if I agree with that, you know, just because he makes some senseless runs, like absolutely senseless.
Oh God, yeah, all the time, and he picks stupid times to shoot.
Yeah. So can't we just shove that on the wing if he's going to make
I think that's all fucking Wenger
Yeah, but
does,
then he
isn't
can't
it?
cross a ball, so that kind of ruins that one.
I think again, as an inside forward, you know, maybe you know, he can finish. Like
He's direct. He can finish. I don't know. It's
Do you think about if you are looking at Barini? Obviously, I've not seen him play very much, but looking at Barini, Suarez, potentially Theo Walcott as a 3. That's quite frightening.
Yeah.
You're playing as a defence against that. You think, shit, I don't know who the hell I'm picking up here.
Very tricky. Yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot of potential in that. I think the thing with Theo Walcott, as we say, he's wasteful. His decision making's been quite poor. But again, we looked at what is the Rodgers mould or what have you, and we've
mentally tough.
He's mentally tough. Yeah. He's got he's like really. Yeah,
which is brilliant.
So he's not young. Not young, but he's not a young player. Stop saying it. No. Yeah. Amazing. The thing about Theo Walcott brings is that he's basically, you know, he's fast, he's patient, we've discussed this, but you're looking at like Nathan Dyer and you look at Scott Sinclair at Swansea, he's a step up from those kind of players. He's experienced, he's played at the top level his entire career now, you know, because he's been at Arsenal since he signed from Southampton as a kid. He's played in the Champions League, he's in England international. If you can get him for sub £10 million, and again, once again, you're not going to lose any money on Theo Walcott if you pick him up for less than £10 million. Nope. I think that's another interesting point.
It's a string to our bow that we haven't got though as well, isn't it? Someone with that type of pace, and going back to your point, playing with Barini and Suarez, two terrier-like forwards by all accounts. Like, what does it? He puts a knife through his hand, Barini, doesn't he, when he's celebrating a goal?
Yeah.
And that's to say that he's a warrior, like, and that type of player and stuff. And Theo Walcott could be that.
Don't worry, it's not an actual knife. It's just his hand.
It's a bit woolly, yeah.
It's just his hand.
Just
bites his hand. I do that a lot. It's like, normally watching Liverpool centre forwards in the last few years, I'm like,
I think he's going to have to be careful he doesn't get misinterpreted though if his hand's in the wrong position when he does that.
Easy. No, right. It is a point actually, because again, I think Theo Walcott fits the mould, and again, if Liverpool continue on this vein of spending the money more sensibly this time around, and again, the point we made on the subscriber show, Barini, anyone thinks we paid £11 million for Barini is wrong. I even got it wrong on the show. It's actually, from what we're told, it's less than $10 million we paid for him. If we can do that again with Theo Walcott, if you can get two forwards of that calibre in, and you've spent like less than £16 million thereabouts, decent bit as
both under the age of 24. Yeah. Both internationals.
Again, not bad. But it's a point I made to Chris. Now, you're Brendan Rodgers, you're looking around for players to bring in the summer. You've got a new system to bring in, a new way of playing football, and you know you're going to have to start from scratch with a lot of football. You're looking to bring players in the past, say you're a foreign manager coming into a new club, you maybe look to bring some of your compatriots with you because it makes that easier, because things...
It's an easy transition, isn't it?
Exactly. And of course you can communicate with them easy, and they can help translate your ideas onto the pitch. I was thinking this, we look at the players we've been linked with, we were linked with, and we've bought Barini, who's worked with Brendan Rodgers at 2 clubs already. We're being linked with, but we're also being linked with players like obviously Joe Allen as well, another Swansea player. We had Sigurdsson in our sights, and obviously he's gone to Spurs. Less said the better. But we're also being linked with like Theo from Barcelona, and we're being linked with Theo Walcott as well. Now my idea is that if you're going to look around to buy players, you can't maybe rely on players that he's worked with in the past, because there's a limited talent pool there of players that are going to be good enough to make the step up to Liverpool Football Club. So why not look at clubs around the world that already play systems similar to what we do? As I say, the likes of Theo at Barcelona, obviously the exact model, but also Arsenal play that type of game. They encourage players to have the ball under pressure, to pass the players who mark, so they're used to playing under that kind of pressure. You get to play from Arsenal, it's nowhere near as much work to to ingratiate them into your system.
Yeah, and I think for me personally, the ultimate player for us to sign in that kind of mould would be Ike Munane from Atletico Bilbao. But that's a pipe dream. Some dick decided on Twitter last night to start a rumour that he was coming to us.
Who are you?
People who make Twitter rumours up are fucking cunts.
Yeah.
Can I just say that?
What grinds my gears?
Yeah.
It's fucking bullshit. You know what? And because the point is, we're doing it to prove that look how easy global people are. You know what? Fuck off. Because we're all the same. We all want to see the fucking rumours and stuff, and you're just doing my tits in.
Some knob started one yesterday about Torres coming back because he'd heard from a mate, and then people pick it up and run with it, and you just think, fucking hell, just.
But then you see it in the paper the next day, and you think, you lazy bastard journalist.
Well, it's like when Sky goes Sky Sources.
Yeah, Twitter.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, now it's bullshit. I mean, get over it. You know what? I think we've consistently proved now, if you want to start a rumour that a player's coming to Liverpool, it works. You can fucking do it. You can fucking buy it. So, point proven. Fucking stop doing it. It's done. Because it works, you know. Grow up. Xabi Alonso's been spotted in John Lennon Airport. No. He fucking hasn't. And the worst thing is if he is, no one's ever going to fucking believe you. So fucking shut up, like. Anyway, I think honestly, I think we're definitely going to look to bring in the what grinds my gears feature for the new season. It's week 2 of our subscriber show. We're gearing towards the US tour and of course the new season. Please do join us on the subscriber show this week. It's a chock-a-block. It's the best part of an hour, looking ahead to the US tour, looking at the squad we've taken, talking about the elephant in the room, the divine ponytail, everyone's favourite Geordie. Apart from Spuggy, Andy Carroll. Sorry, anyone under the age of like 20 is not going to get that reference at all. And there you go. We discussed that at length, as well as go into a little bit more detail on our new signing, the knife-eating man himself, just Fabio Barini. So please do join us on the subscriber show. It's free for a month, so try it out. It's then £2 a month after that. If you think it's shit, cancel it, get on with your life. Anyway, thanks very much for joining us on the transfer rumour roundup. We'll have more for you next week. Hopefully some little bit more concrete news on the futures of Andy Carroll et al. So yeah,
just before we go, I'd just like to give a little nod out to the guy who bought me a drink in Penny Lane Wine Bar from Vietnam, one of our watchers. Unfortunately, Paul wasn't there to partake in the round that you bought me.
No one ever.
But we thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
This happens to Chris. People offer to buy him drinks. No one offers to buy me drinks. I do all the work. I do all the work with my drinks. No, it's fine. I get the I get the shirts, so I shouldn't complain.
Yeah, Warrior sent us 2 shirts. Happened to mistype the sizes.
They just happened to be in my size.
Again.
Shit. Anyway, thanks very much. Do join us on the transfer show. Thanks very much for joining us, gentlemen. Thank you. See you next week. Ta-ra.